What is up, everybody? This is JP, your online personal trainer, and today I'm coming at you with an easy way to set up your back training and your workout plan. I know a lot of you guys that watch these videos or watch fitness videos in general, or a lot of you guys are setting up your own workout plan. You go to the gym, you already have something laid out that you set up, or even if you're not, maybe you're questioning the plan that you're doing right now, and if they're not incorporating back, kind of looking at it from this type of angle, which I'm about to explain right now, they're probably doing something wrong. This video is aimed for beginners and intermediate lifters, or if you're an advanced lifter or personal trainer, I still guarantee there's going to be some information you're going to be able to walk away from this video. All right, the two ways that you can look at when it comes to back training, and you've probably heard this before, but I'm going to go in depth on them, is like a horizontal like back day, or some type of portion of horizontal pull, which would be like a row. So any type of horizontal pull that you would be doing, it could be a row, a face pull, an inverted row, etc., anything like that. The second way to look at back training is a vertical pull, which would be a pull up, you pulling yourself up to a bar, or like a lat pull down, you pulling a bar down to you. Some type of movement, like a motion in that range, so it would be up and down. So those are the two ways that you can kind of look at back training. Now, to go a little bit more in depth on the first one, which is horizontal, the musculature that you're targeting when you do some type of horizontal pull would be your rear delts, your traps, your rhomboids, and depending on the type of pull or row that you're doing, a lot of your external rotators too. So basically your external rotators are your supraspinatus, your infraspinatus, and your teres minor. It helps with external rotation at the shoulder. So that's the musculature you're going to be mainly focusing on when you do some type of horizontal row, any type of horizontal pull. And just so we can go over real quick, these are the motions that you're usually going to find when you're doing some type of row. The first one is basic, it's horizontal abduction. If you imagine a line that cut your body right down the middle, it's called the midline of your body. It's an imaginary line. Just imagine one that cut your body down the middle. Any movement that brings your arms from the midline away from your midline is going to be horizontal abduction. So if you look at like a reverse fly where your arms are in front of you and then they go behind your body, again, that's horizontal abduction. That's going to focus on the muscle groups that I mentioned earlier when you do some type of horizontal row. Another one is going to be scapular retraction, which again, you could technically do a horizontal abduction movement without moving your shoulder blades as much. You can move your shoulder blades, which again is going to incorporate some rhomboids and some traps, but if you don't use any scapular retraction or any scapular movement, you're just going to be mainly targeting rear delts. But when you do incorporate scapular retraction, let's just say during a regular standard row, you protract and then retract your shoulder blades when you do them, you're going to be targeting, that's where you target your rhomboids and your trapezius. Now, depending on the exercise, like I said earlier, like for example, a face pull is where you have, like let's just say you have handles and you're doing like a cable pulley and you're pulling towards your face through your face. When you do a movement like this is kind of like a row, but you're also externally rotating at the same time. So you are going to be targeting your external rotators. And the last one is this overall stabilization of the scapula. So when you're stabilizing your scapula, you are working all the musculature that is usually involved with a horizontal pull. So again, your traps, your rhomboids mainly are going to be help stabilizing the scapula. So when you look at your back training, that should be one portion of your back training. It should be some type of row. And I'm going to compare what types of rows can be different with the second way you should look at back training after I go over both of them. So again, when you look at the first half, you have to have some type of horizontal row. What I usually see is people tend to ditch the rows, then they don't do the horizontal back training as much as they do the vertical back training, because everyone knows that those kind of, I don't want to say gym rats, but the people in the gym that like the bro science lifters, they tend to just ditch the rows as much. They do a few heavy sets and that's about it. And then they typically do the lat pull downs, the pull ups, and a lot of the people who like doing bodybuilding type workouts tend to do that too. They ignore the rows and they don't do as much pulling movements as they do vertical movements because they want big lats. And that's where we start to go into number two. So don't do that. Make sure you balance them properly. Number two is a vertical movement. Again, the musculature that it's working mainly is the latissimus dorsi, or the lats, the wings that you have on the side of your body. And again, so that's just a vertical movement. And the movement patterns are going to be adduction and extension of the arm. So adduction of the arm would be as if you put your arm parallel to the ground and then you brought it close to your body. Think of a wide grip pull-up. Your arms are parallel with the ground and then you bring them close to your body. So it's here and it's coming close to your body. also too, it's extension of the arm. So if you have your arm in front of you and you pull it behind your body like this, if you had someone put their hand right here and resist you and you push down, you're going to be working your lats when you do that. Well, think of a pull-up. If you have more of a neutral grip and you have straight arms and you pull towards you, your humerus is now extending behind your body. Or if you have a chin-up, think of a chin-up. Your humerus is being extended behind your body, along with some flexion of the arm. But again, that's just the biceps assisting with the movement. But again, that's the two major functions of a vertical movement, is adduction and extension of the arm. So again, like I said, a lot of people tend to want to do the pull-ups, things like that, pull-ups more than they do the rows. You want to keep those more balanced. Now, exercises that are for both of these, for horizontal movement, high row, face pull, reverse fly, or an inverted row. Any of those movements are row type movements. For pull-ups, kind of self-explanatory. Pull-up, chin-up, lat pull-down, straight arm pull-down, and then elbows tight row. And that I'm going to explain in a little bit. But the straight arm pull down, you've seen some bodybuilders do that. They have a bar and they just pull it down towards their body. Again, that's extension of the arm, which is working lats. So these are the two major ways that you should be looking at your training, as a horizontal pull and a vertical pull. Now, to get a little bit more in depth, a lot of people kind of mix these two up in a sense of doing a row. You can be doing a row type movement and still be mainly targeting the lats. For example, when I'm talking about doing a horizontal pull, I'm mainly talking about like a higher row, or where your arms are more elevated versus when your arms are tight with your body. For example, let's just say I was doing a row where I'm pulling like this. I'm pulling some type of weight towards me, but I'm keeping my arm really tight against my body. Well, what does this look like, which I just talked about? When you have your humerus straight and it's coming behind your body, that's extension of the arm, which is a major function of the lats, not a major function of the traps, the rhomboids, or the rear delts. It's not extension of the arm. They do help with that. Don't get me wrong. They do help and assist. Basically, almost all the back helps each other in some type of way, but it's not a major function of those other muscle groups. So when you're doing a close row, like with your elbows tight close to your body, you are mainly targeting the lats. So if you have a row day and your goal is to do some type of horizontal pull, just understand that that's what you're doing. And let's just say you're going from vertical pulls, which is like pull-ups and lat pull-downs, and then you go to rows. And some people make the mistake of doing this because they feel stronger doing it this way. They feel like they can move more weight with their arm closer to the body. One, the lats are a large muscle group. That's definitely a reason why you may feel like you're pulling more weight. Two, the fact that the weight is closer to your center of gravity is decreasing the moment arm, and that's going to make it an easier movement overall. So when you have your elbows close to your body, yeah, you might be able to push more weight. But if your goal is to target the traps, the rhomboids, the rear delts, some external rotators, depending on the movement, you want to be keeping your arm away from your body to some degree. But basically, the further away from your body, the more it's going to target the musculature for the horizontal pull. So instead of keeping your arm close like this to you, maybe keep your arm out, and that'll help target traps, rhomboids, rear delts. And ultimately, that's what you're probably doing when you do a horizontal pull day. You're trying to target the upper back. So don't let it defeat the purpose of doing a horizontal pull day to target your upper back by bringing your elbow close and then just end up hitting the lats anyways. Because think about it. Again, if I were to do this motion, it's just the same thing as a pull-up. A pull-up, you're going from here to here, a row, a close row, a dumbbell, a cable, whatever it would be, from here to here. It's just almost like a shorter range of motion version of a pull-up in a way. So again, don't make the mistake of doing that. And again, looking at the same way, if I were to have my arms at a perfect 45 degrees right here, and I were to do a pull like this, there is just a pull exactly like that. There is both some horizontal abduction and there's both some extension of the arm going on at the same time. So if you were to do it 40, like let's just say you were doing a row and you did it at a perfect 45 degrees, not tight to your body, not at a complete T, like about right here, you're going to be probably getting some recruitment from both muscle groups at the same time. So just keep that in mind. Look at what your arm is doing during these movements, and that's going to tell you what musculature that you're recruiting to do that movement. All right, if you liked videos like this, please like, share, subscribe. Again, I got all my social media platforms. I'm going to link them down below. I got an Instagram, a Facebook, a Twitter, and you already know about my YouTube. Currently, I am setting up a website through Squarespace. It's a really good website builder. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I'm just letting you guys know so that when I do have everything fully set it up. I'm going to link that down below too. It's been a really good experience setting up a website with them. If you ever want to set one up, you can go over there too. It's easy. The main thing was easy. I tried setting up with WordPress before, but that's too difficult for me. I'm not like all into coding and things like that, and I'm not even sure if there's coding required for WordPress. Just I remember going on there, it was extremely hard and difficult, and it was too much, and I didn't have enough time to be doing stuff like that. But I'll let you guys know when that's up. But until next time, see ya.